Coming up, we got 8 pieces of gear that worked
and failed
on a rugged Banff trail. Hey, everybody, this is Derek, and with me today is the only man who does not need to purchase moon cheese online because he can get it right from between his toes, Carl Mandrioli. There he is. There he is. What's up, Fake Wood? How you doing, buddy? Did you notice?
I'll take moon cheese wherever I can get it.
I don't know if you noticed this, but you know what? Here, you do your intro. Do your intro.
Okay. Well, do your intro. Just talk about me. Talk about me, Carl.
Please,
okay.
Go ahead.
Welcome to the Backpacking Delicious podcast, everybody. With me today is Derek Somerville. He's a man that thinks that Titanic is not a complete failure because, after all, the pool is still full to this day. Too soon? Too soon.
Wow. Okay. I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm wearing a hat just special for you today because I secretly emailed all the B&B people and they all responded to me immediately within seconds. Thank you guys. Appreciate that. We're all just supporting you because we know it's, you know, things aren't going well up here and we're going to all support you. And that's what we're here for. It's a team effort. So thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you for talking about your hat. Appreciate that. All right.
Yeah.
So, okay, as we've chronicled, we went on a trip a little while ago, month and a half ago, and it was rough. Like Derek had a tough time in particular. And
hold on. Before you start lying to everybody, is that I can't tell from here. Is that a Trader Joe's name tag? What is that? What are you wearing right there?
I was waiting for you to notice. This is my REI vest from.
Are you a Girl Scout? What is that?
REI vest 20? No, this is like
it looks like a Girl Scout vest.
It's not a Girl Scout vest. It literally says REI on the name tag right here.
Well, it's a little far for me. I don't know. Maybe I need my glasses.
Yeah, I know you're getting old.
REI. Wow, REI. You kept that. That must be really special for you.
Kept it forever. And then I saw it as I was kind of putting my clothes away tonight, and I thought, I feel like I lost some sort of a bet and I had to wear this for an episode. I feel like I promised that a while ago. I was like, I'll just throw it on just in case.
Let's be honest, you wanted to wear it. There was no bet that you lost. By the way, I'm curious though, do you ever just like throw that? I love how you said I was putting my clothes away and it was already there. Like you already had it out. Like what were you doing with it?
No, it's like you want me to describe the process?
No, I don't think anybody wants to know that.
Exactly.
I'm just like, I have shirts that I have had for a long time, but they're like at the bottom of a drawer. They're not like readily available to grab and wear. So that's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Do you ever just like go into REI and like pretend you work there?
They have a different style of. They got like some sort of shirt thing going on now. So I don't know if I can pull it off. I'd be up for though. I'd be up for next time I visit California, which is actually in like about a month. I'm going to be out there. I was going to go to your REI. I could wear the vest and try to kind of like get a little buddy with your REI friend that convinced you to not buy the pack he suggested.
Yeah. You could try that. Maybe you'll look like upper management or something.
What would you say? Like if you're trying to, like con your way into REI and pretend like you're one of them, you got this vest on. What do you say?
Con my way in.
Yeah.
Just say, hey, I'm here for corporate. I'm just doing like an observational.
This is what corporate wears.
I don't know. I don't know. It's REI. Maybe
that's ridiculous. I'll give you an example. You might go up. You might kind of maybe you might lean in, Derek. You might say, "Can you believe these customers today?"
I would do that actually. Maybe you just take off the name tag and put it like on like a suit. Okay. And then you walk in with the suit and be like, I'm here to just make some observations. So you guys just carry on as usual.
If you have a clipboard and a writing utensil, typically that's all you need.
That's all you need.
Yeah. And then you just walk around and after there's some sort of like customer interaction, you just go, huh, and start writing things down.
Yeah, you don't really even need to say anything. It reminded me, I worked at a grocery store. It reminded me of those people, they were called secret shoppers, and they would just walk around and observe everything. And then you get a report about it later. So maybe that's kind of what you could do.
Yeah. We should change the episode. This is just like how to con your way into REI at this point. So
yeah.
Anyway, welcome back to Derek. Derek's been gone. And Derek, I'm hoping this is our last of the kind of the summer season episodes where we're kind of, going every other week here. And I feel like October, you're going to be ready. You'll be back and better than ever on a weekly basis. Is that correct?
Summer is ending. It's a whole seasonal planet thing. So, you got that going for you. So, yeah, I think we'll probably jump back into regular scheduled programming.
Okay. Your enthusiasm is overwhelming. Thank you for that.
It's just facts, Carl. If you don't know how the weather and the planet.
I'm excited to have you back on a weekly basis. We've had some good guest hosts, but it's not the same without you. Not the same.
No, it's not.
Yeah. In fact, I think sometimes, you know what, it's just, we're just a shadow of a show without you. So
That's very
we
kind
want you
of
back
you.
on a weekly basis. It's okay to be excited to be back. It's okay.
I don't know if you're saying that because last time you lied that people said all these wonderful things about me when I was gone. So I don't know
I
if you're
can't
gonna.
do that again, can I? I can't pull that
No,
off
you
again.
can't. You can't pull that off. I'm ready for that, but I
Okay.
appreciate whatever you're saying. If it's real or not, it sounds great.
No, this is from my heart, right next to
Wow.
my REI name tag, right here.
Wow. Thank you. Then I appreciate that. That's got to be real. So
Bible verse of the episode, Psalm 145:14. The Lord upholds all who fall and lifts up all who are bowed down. So, Derek, did you keep this verse in mind on the recent trip when you were falling down and struggling?
Aren't you a comedian? I did not have that in my head. Maybe I should have had it more.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was an interesting trip to say the least,
I feel like we scratched the surface of our last episode. It was, you did really well on the trip. I think most of the guys felt pretty good for the most part. The last day kind of crushed a lot of spirits for sure. And
it was interesting. I think physically I was fine the whole trip except the last day. That was just the gnarliest trail. We
were taking breaks and we were just trying to make a plane flight, and there was a lot of different factors going on. But I feel like this is a great trip to say, okay, how did the gear hold up? How did the different things that we used?
Yes.
How did it hold up? Because
Yes.
some things definitely were impressive and some things were disappointing. So we're gonna go one by one. And I don't know that like we don't do a lot of gear-based episodes where you're really breaking things down, but this is kind of your opportunity to really dig in here and shine in regard.
It's my opportunity. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, lucky me.
Yeah, I'm excited for this because
great.
You might know what you're talking about here.
Wow. Let's see. Let's find out.
Let's find out. I'm gonna let you pick. I gave you the list, and if you want to add to it, you're welcome to. But go ahead and throw one out.
Let's go. Let's start with the sleeping mat pad.
Okay, sleeping pad.
The Nemo Tensor. I had the Nemo Tensor.
Yep. Okay, I got show and tell. I think it's the same one as this one. I don't know if it's the same stuff, Zach. It's the insulated version, the long wide, correct?
We have the same one, right? Is that what I'm remembering?
I think so. I don't know if yours is long or if it's because
I thought you had like a wider one.
They come in regular or wide. This is wide. And
I think I got wide because I want to roll around a little bit.
You do?
That's wide. Yeah.
Okay.
I think we had the same one.
Right.
I liked it. But so also it was interesting. I think by the end of the trip, it was fabulous. No issues. I think what I realized was even though the first night it worked fine,
right?
My hips were a little sore, so it didn't really matter. It probably helped them from not getting worse, but yeah, the mat itself was fabulous. I felt very cushy. I felt really supported, but yeah, my hips were just sore after that first day, just because I hadn't had any backpack on them in a while. So.
All right. So your analysis is that the Nemo was good, and
I would go 4.5 breaths out of 5.
Okay, 4.5. Yeah. And so I've been using this for a little while now. I did have a leak in it earlier this season.
Did you?
And I've heard that they leak pretty frequently. I thought it was just because I had like a kid and a dog in the tent at one point, but it was on the seam and when I found it. So I don't know that was from them. So
on the seam's always rough.
Yeah. So we'll kind of keep tabs on that as how long it holds up long term. All right. So you recommend at this point the Nemo Tensor.
I liked it a lot. Yeah.
Okay. And it's been around for a little while. We're a little kind of late to the game in terms of having that. We do share a tent. We had a 4-person tent, which we'll talk about here momentarily. Yep. And I don't think 4 of those is going to fit into your typical 4-person backpacking tent.
No, they're pretty wide.
And so I don't know if 2 of them is going to fit into a 2-person tent. So
you and I were hogging the tent. I'll just say that.
Well, there's a third person.
Actually, there was a third person who had a bigger, basically like a raft in the tent, right?
Correct. So, and then he tried to get out of the tent off the raft with a ladder, which is kind of weird, right?
Oh, geez. Here we go with the ladder again. Again with the ladder. I hope you
referenced
Googled
a few episodes ago. Let me just start with the ladder real quick. When you first the ladder, in my mind, I'm thinking like a freestanding ladder randomly on a raft. Like that's what I'm picturing.
That's your simple mind, and that's okay.
The rope ladder, when you reference it later on, made a lot more sense. Still, they don't use that I've seen, but it made more sense.
Well, if you haven't seen it, it must not be real.
And correct.
I've
been rescued and I've watched lots of movies.
Oh, wow. How does he have friends? That's backpackingblisters.podcast.com for free information if you want to give it to Carl.
All right. What else you want? Next on the list.
You want me to
talk about tent?
What was the tent? The Copper Spur?
Copper Spur, Big Agnes.
Copper
So here,
Spur,
let's pull
Big
this out. I
Agnes.
don't know if this fits on the screen here.
I like that tent. I don't think you really enjoy that tent.
So what happened on the morning, or I don't know, last night, whatever, I actually was taking pictures of the tent because I was like, I'm going to sell this thing when we are done. Yeah. And here's the reason. The reason is because
you're anticipating its breakdown.
Yeah, we've had it for a while and it hasn't been breaking down. I am anticipating the tents don't last forever, and I want to get rid of it while it's still good. I'd rather get rid of it too early than too late, basically. But but the issue is that like when we divide up the gear for the group gear, this is the one thing that is hard to divide up. So I carried everything but the poles.
Yeah.
And so I think I ended up carrying, I want to say like it's like a 4-person tent, like 3.5 pounds worth of tent. And I guess you could take the rainfly out, but now you're not using the stuff sack, and it's just then you're exposing it to other things. So anyway, my reasoning was like somebody's gonna get stuck with the heftier part of the group gear.
Okay.
I don't like that.
Well, I mean, it's I hear your pain.
Yeah.
But what are you gonna do? Just bring a bunch of one-man tents and be selfish, or what? We have more fun in a big tent.
And that's what changed my mind is we had a great time, right?
We did. And
so I think I might try to upgrade the tent and go with a newer version because this one we bought back in 2017. But let's talk about that. So 2017 we bought it. We've been using it a lot, more than once a year, like more than twice a year, just on average, probably 3 to 4 times a year.
Right.
We had heavy rain, kind of nonstop rain for the first 2 days. How did it hold up?
It was perfect. I thought I didn't have any issues with it. I think the only issue, and that's any tent really, is like you're gonna have to figure out how to dry this thing out before you pack it back in, because it was probably annoying for you, and you were like, "Don't nobody bother me. I'll pack it. I'll handle it." You got a little, control-y with it, but I get it.
I did when we were packing it up.
Well, when you were like, we were trying to help you, and you're like, no, I got it. Yeah,
that's not why. That wasn't the issue. That's not why I said that. I said that because, like, maybe not to you specifically, but to the other guys, like, hey, you go pack your own stuff because I'll have the tent packed up and all my gear packed up while you're still like,
well, then have me help you because I packed before everybody.
Yeah, I guess I could have had you help. You're right. So
I would have helped you.
I'm sorry if you were offended by that.
I took a little offense. Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go. So anyway, the Copper Spur, impressive for how long it's been holding up. I mean, poles are great. Yeah. The waterproofness, 100%.
Easy to set up.
Derek already admitted he likes rolling around the tent, so who knows what kind of damage that could cause, and it holds up.
I'm lightweight, unlike some, so I think it'll last for a while longer.
Yeah.
What are you going to sell for, like $50?
Dude, these things are stinking expensive now, man.
I know.
So a used one would still go for at least a couple $100.
Yeah,
at least. So
that's your world. I'm excited.
Reselling, it's part of my world for sure. All right, so Copper Spur. So what are you going to rate it out of 5 here?
Copper Spur, 5.5, man. I like
out of 5.
Yeah, it's a great tent.
Yeah,
and it's held up for a long time.
For sure. I would agree. 5 out of 5.
What is it online already to buy or not yet?
No. I'm not gonna sell. I agree with you. I like the kind of the group time we have with our buds in the tent, and so I'm gonna hold off until I can replace it. I'm not gonna sell it until I replace it.
Okay.
So there's a couple I'm looking at. We'll talk about that later. But all right, next one. What you got?
All right. I'm gonna go with the Salty Britches, actually.
Salty Britches. I got this right here. So okay, here's the story here. So we have these little single-use packets. You can kind of tear them or whatever.
Yeah.
The story was that prior to the trip, I talked about putting this into the first aid kit. And I said that, because Derek was like, what kind of ointments do you have there? And I was like, well, I have anti-chafing stuff. He's like, anti-chafing. And then on the trip, what did you ask for?
It's like the Lord knows I'm going to have an issue. Like I never get rashes or chafing. And then this trip, I'm like, today I'm just going to keep the shorts on and then put the pants over them and then hike, which I never do. But for summer, it's like a humility test.
Wait, which pants you put over? The pajama pants?
No, not the
over
pajama
the shorts
pants. I would never do that. That'd
be amazing.
That'd be absurd. That'd be absurd.
Okay.
I put the hiking pants on, so I shouldn't have done that, which I never do. But halfway through the day, I'm like, getting a rash. So I took some of the Salty Britch and it did the trick. It was great.
Okay.
So
all right. So what do you rate it?
I mean, I didn't have a problem after it, so I can't. It'd be hard to not say 5 out of 5.
Yeah, 5 out of 5. There you go.
Yeah, and I've also been using it as my nephew has a little bit with the wetsuit chafage. If that happens, and that's great too. It's just a great product.
Okay, so if you're out backpacking and you're wearing a wetsuit in the ocean, this could be a solution.
Exactly. Good listening. Good listening.
All right, so you recommend the Salty Britches. So far we're doing good. So far these are things that are working. All right.
Things that are working.
And we can keep going down that road, or you can start bashing companies. What do you want to do?
Let's go with why don't we talk about these Hoka speed goats you wore?
Hoka speed goats. All right.
All three of you guys wore these things. No, four of you guys.
Was there 4? I don't know.
I think Mountain Goat Mike had the Hoka 4s, and these are the Hoka 5s, right?
Yeah,
These are the
ones. I don't. I'm not. Yeah, so these are the ones I have. These are for those that can't see. They're red. They're like I don't know. It's really bright red and orange.
It's like a mango-y. They're trying to get attention kind of shoe.
Right. So for that reason, I can't give it 5 out of 5 because the colors on these plus any other trail shoes, I'd say like 95% of the trail shoes out there, the colors are embarrassingly bad. And I love the colors on a lot of road shoes. Some of those are super sharp, especially the Hokas. But the Speed Goats, I don't like the colors. But I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5 because these have been the most comfortable trail shoes that I've ever had, where I have the fewest issues regarding blisters, regarding just general foot pain. And so, I mean, people fit shoes differently. And I know these are popular, but what you're looking for is like, for a trail shoe, it's kind of hard to see. But for those that are watching YouTube, like these are pretty stiff. Like you can bend it right at the toe. But if you look at those shoes that are super squishy, that's causing your foot to do a lot more work. And so that's going to cause foot fatigue and possibly hot spots. And it's a very simple thing to look for, not just in the Hokas, but in any shoes. And so the Hokas have it, and they're pretty lightweight for a trail shoe. I don't have the stats in front of me, but I recommend them.
You recommend them. So you're going 4.5 because you'd rather have brown or black?
No.
Not
I don't have other examples of road shoes, but there's a lot of good road shoe colors out there.
Okay, well, you hate bright colors. Okay, we got
it. I don't mind bright colors for like highlights on shoes, but not like the whole shoe.
The whole shoe. Okay.
Yeah, this shoe says like, "Hey, everybody, look at my feet all the time." Like kind of captures. Yeah.
When you take breaks on the trail, we'll know where to avoid though. It's a lot easier to see where you are.
That's true.
We'll walk around you.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. I like those. I have not tried those, but I'd be up for giving them a run. Maybe
a little pricey. I think they're like $150 most places, which is pretty dang pricey for a trail shoe.
Okay. Yeah, I don't need shoes yet. I like mine still, but
California they're like $250. I want to say
probably like $350 actually.
Right.
Let's go with the Pinnacle Food.
Pinnacle Food. All right.
Yeah.
So I had brought this on a previous trip, and I had, I don't know, it was like the cheddar biscuits and gravy, and it was pretty good. But I kind of brought more variety of flavors, and I brought them on a couple of trips, and I passed them around. So I think almost everybody had a package of them.
Yep.
And what'd you think?
They were good. I'm trying to remember what I had though. I remember eating it the first night, and it was really good. I thought that was one of my favorite meals actually.
Okay, there you go. That's a big thing.
And I would put it up there with some of the packet gourmet stuff, which I really love too. Yes. So it was on par, I would say, with that. It tasted good. Didn't taste like packagey. I use the word packagey. Is that a word? I made it up.
Right.
But it tasted like legit.
Yeah.
And it was good. So, and it was filling too.
Yeah. So. I actually, some of the flavors I tried this trip, I loved them. So I'm actually going to be a customer. I'm going to be buying their stuff. I know that earlier this season, they did have an issue where they were running out. They got so popular that their supply chain or however they were producing them just couldn't keep up with basically with demand. Not sure that they stand right now. They'll probably respond to this. So we'll update about that, but I would recommend if you're looking for different flavors. I know there's some folks that are, oh man, I was just on a Patreon trip where somebody was like, they kind of brought out some weird flavors. It was Jason from Oregon. He's like, I have this, I don't know, like Russian goulash from, I don't know. I don't know what the brand was, whatever it was. He's like, I just don't want to have the same 3 meals all the time. No, so I'd say check out Pinnacle Foods. They got some different stuff and it's really good.
Yeah, it was good. I think I had a double serving in mine. So it was like way filling.
Oh yeah,
and they're a little price. What were they like? $13, $14?
Yeah, I think they're industry standard at this point. I know that at this point, like the Mountain House, maybe the Alpine Air are slightly cheaper and more terrible
for a reason.
Yeah, for a reason. And then everything else is around the same. Yeah,
spend a couple extra bucks on your food, you guys. Worth it.
Right. Okay. Yeah. What else? What's next?
Rain pants? We talking about rain pants?
Yeah, and I've talked about the REI rain pants before. They're still holding up really well, keeping me warm in cold weather in Banff. But I was more curious if you were jealous of the rain pants because you didn't bring any.
I never do.
I know, but for this trip especially, I feel like if there's one trip where you're gonna be like, dang, I wish I had them, it'd be this one.
Not really, no. I mean, if I'll say this, like in my pants, I know I'm gonna get them wet. and they dry really fast.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really ever get cold on the legs. It's mainly like the upper area. So,
okay. So your
maybe
legs
that's
were
just me.
soaked for almost 2 straight days, and it didn't bother you.
They weren't at when I was in the tent with my cozy jammy pants and my sleeping bag. No, I was cold when I got in there, but it was mainly like my upper area.
All right.
So
your upper area,
but
your upper body,
my chesticles, my shoulders,
All right.
But yeah, the first day was extremely cold.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't have a moment where I'm like, my legs are really cold. I didn't. I don't know why.
Okay. So you're okay to, just to clarify, you're okay to hike with soaked pants. Doesn't bother you.
I've been doing it for 20 years now. Or what is it?
Yeah, but okay, true. But and a lot of times we're in warmer weather, so it's not really that bothersome. This was like pretty cold, man.
We've had some cold nights. We went on the Patreon trip. There was like snow and whatever at 30
but they
degrees.
weren't wet. I mean, you weren't like, it wasn't rainy
they
the whole day.
Wet.
This was solid rain, man.
It was, it was rain. I guess I kept thinking to myself, it's going to end. But if I was going to get a rain pant, I do keep thinking about maybe I should get it. But then it's like another thing in the pack.
Yeah, that's like 4 pairs of pants. You get your hiking pants, you get your pajama pants, you have your
you can do it.
Like
you
long
can do
underwear, and then you got
pants, rain pants, shorts or trunks, and then you get the pajama pants.
Yeah, it's a lot going on.
It's a lot of pants.
A lot.
Don't need it. Shorts and pants. So
right.
I don't know if maybe you like the REI ones though a lot.
I liked, because rain pants are super expensive. And these ones weren't too bad, and they've been holding up really well. And we've had enough bad weather where I get to test them out all the time.
That's true. That's true.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, man, this has been like a love fest with the gear. Everything's been working. It's time to talk about at least one piece.
Let's talk about our broken gear. Let's talk about the Sea to Summit pillow.
Okay, this is your pillow.
This is my pillow.
What's the problem? You weren't able to sleep on your pillow. What happened?
It wouldn't hold. It had a leak somewhere in there. Luckily, I brought 2. Hallelujah, which I usually do anyway. That pillow has been good for, I don't know, 2-3 years. Okay. And then all of a sudden, it just didn't work. Right. So it was kind of disappointing. The other pillow worked fine, but it was really annoying because
Was the other one a Sea to Summit pillow?
Sea to Summit, same pillow. Okay. So I can only imagine that's going to give out like in a year or 2.
We talked to Sea to Summit at the Outdoor Retailer show, and they freely admitted that the pillows were the hardest things that they made, in terms of preventing leaks. Like, it's just for whatever reason, the curvature or the way that the two things laminate together, whatever science. It's probably a sciencey thing. They just they have a problem with leaky pillows, and it's not just them. I think a lot of people in the industry do. So, I think honestly, having a backup's not a bad idea.
But yeah, it's huge. I think. I don't know. I mean, I like the pillow. It is comfortable.
Right.
But do I want to keep investing in? I don't know. It makes the initial feeling is like, well, maybe I should try a different pillow. Right. But a lot of these pillows kind of have the same.
They're all kind of similar. Not always,
right?
But
all the inflatables anyway.
Yeah. And it makes like a higher end line, but those were, there's like $50-$60.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want that to deflate.
Did you bring your Sea to Summit, or did you bring your didn't you have like a down pillow you brought?
No, I actually brought an inflatable this time, and I've been a Trekology pillow basher for years now.
That's right.
And I think I bought 3, and then 2 of them leaked out the gate, and then 1 actually continued to hold air, and so I just kind of rolled the dice on this, and it's continued to hold air. So
wow, you hate it, but you use it. I like it.
Well, 2 out of 3 fail. Like, failure rate's not good, but I already bought it.
After how much time? After how much time?
The ones that failed were like first trip fail.
No way.
Yeah.
You didn't return them? Why haven't you returned them?
I think I did return those, and so
okay.
Yeah.
And then you bought another one.
I think I bought 2 at a time because I was buying them for my kids for backpacking trip.
All right.
Yeah. Is that
okay? Maybe you just got a really heavy head.
Did I pass your test there? You're trying to test me why I bought these things.
I'm making sure that you could. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Right. Do you think your head's too heavy or what?
I don't know. I got a large brain with a lot of information, so possibly.
Well, there's a lot of storage space too. Okay.
I wish it was useful information, but anyway, all right. Okay, next one.
We got the filter, the Salomon. All
right.
XA filter.
The XA filter.
This was like your this was your selfish filter, I called this.
Selfish? Everybody's supposed to bring their own filter. What's the problem?
Because I think I had 4 people using my filter. And you're like,
they could have used this, but they wouldn't want to because it failed. So
did it really?
Yeah, so it's smaller and lighter than the Be Free. And I ended up using this in Yosemite after the trip on our FKT tent, but it got a pinhole leak after, I don't know. I've been using it a little bit in the summertime on my training runs and stuff when I'm in remote areas, but I want to say that it's how many liters I don't know, probably under 40 liters, and it got a pinhole leak, and I'm not like squeezing the life out of it or anything.
What'd you do on the trip after it broke? Borrow mine.
Well, it just had a pinhole, so it was still usable. It just is like, as you're squeezing the water and just shooting water at somebody. So I tried to aim it at you, to be honest, but
not a surprise. Can you return it or no?
So what? I mean, there's a whole story with that. So you can, I think it was under warranty. So I ended up buying. Okay. Okay, I don't know how much.
Just take a breath.
Weeds.
Just take a breath.
I don't know how much in the weeds you want to go. I needed this for the Yosemite trip, and I bought another one because I'm not looking for long-term use out of it. I needed a quick grab and go filter. This filters. It still filters out the main stuff, but it doesn't go down to like. I think it's like 0.2 microns versus 0.3. It's not as good as like the Be Free and the other Sawyer stuff. And so so I needed it. So I returned one and got another one because I wanted the grab and go filter for the FKT attempt that we had in Yosemite. And anyway.
You got Giardia? What happened?
No, everything was good.
So why don't you just like splurge like another whatever $1 or $2 and get like the Be Free? It's a better filter.
Because this one fit in my running pack, like in the front sleeve, and the Be Free did not, and it's bulkier and it's heavier, and I was looking to go as light as possible. So
it's not that heavy.
Long term, this is bad. I would not recommend this. But if you're like, I have one last adventure and I want a filter that's going to last this adventure, I'd go with this.
I would not go with that actually, but that's you. Either way, you might get a pinhole leak the first 5 miles. So
here's the next one. How would you rate this thing right here? So we had the 1 pound gummy bear.
Oh geez.
Did you eat any of this by any chance?
No, I did not touch that.
So it's hard for you to analyze this. I'm gonna give this a 0 out of 5 because it weighs a pound.
That was the best.
It was hard to not only cut through with a knife, but obviously chew through.
Have we said the story or what happened?
Yeah, we shared the story.
We already shared the story. Okay, that's right.
A
lot of work went into that.
This is 2 out of 5, by the way, because this is $50. So 2 out of 5 for this.
That's 0 out of 5.
That's the Solomon filter, and this is 0 out of 5 for the gummy bear.
You were about to say 1 right there. You were about to say 1. Is that because you could share with everybody and they all got some calories?
This? No.
Still 0.
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
This is going to end up in somebody's pack on the next trip.
I'm surprised. I'll be checking mine thoroughly.
Not yours. Actually. Not yours. Not very nice. Okay. Last one is, of course, we want to know, how did the Costco trekking poles do? Like Cascade Tech, I want to say, is probably the brand you bought. That's what Costco sells.
I couldn't even tell you anymore. I got those a long time ago.
Okay.
I want to see 7, 8 years, something. It's been a long time.
All right.
So last day we were on that ridiculously muddy up and down on the edge of a cliff trail, grabbing ropes to get ourselves across things, hopefully not killing ourselves.
Like at one point there was a rope bridge, and then somebody took a sword to it, and we were like swinging up against the cliff. It was
I was like, am I on American Ninja or American Gladiators or something? That
was Indiana Jones, but that's all right.
Okay, great. Indiana Jones, great. Any of that. It was that ridiculous. And so I was walking just not by the edge of the river, like within the forest. It was really muddy. I slip and my pole gets caught between some mud and a log, I guess. And it just snaps in half. And I'm like,
now, do you blame the pole or your lack of balance on that one?
I think I just blame the conditions. It was horrible.
So you're blaming the trail.
I'm blaming the trail. It was horrible.
You're kind of blaming Canada, then. Is what you're saying.
I'm blaming Banff. Yes, okay. I'm blaming Banff. I expect an apology, written form.
Okay. That's pull number 1.
Pull number 1. And then I wasn't mad about that. I was totally fine with that. However, that day, for whatever reason, my right patellar tendon was really bugging me.
Oh yeah, a lot of downhill.
A lot of hard downhill. So I was like, this is lame. So I was trying to really use the pole. So I still had the 1 pole. I'm like, all right, we'll make it work. We'll deal with it. And 3 days before that? 3 days before that, I had bumped my shin like really hard on like a rock or something. And I cut it. It was bleeding. I was like really annoyed, but I was like, all right, let's keep going. So
but you were able to overcome a cut and kept going.
I'm a legend. What do you want me to say? Like, I don't, it is what it is. So anyway, I was fine with that, but I didn't realize how like tender it still was. So anyway, last day, fast forward, 1 broken pole down. We keep going.
Already a bad day.
All right. It's raining. It's wet. It's slippery.
There's no rain that day, but go ahead.
Whatever. It was wet. So the mud was already there. So I'm going over this little area with like some rocks and stuff. And normally I feel like very sure-footed, but I did not feel sure-footed with the tendon and with one pole. I was just like kind of ginger. So
nobody's sure-footed on that trail. That was ridiculous.
Nobody was. So I slip, of course, and I slip, but then I slip into a rock, which is fine, but I hit the same exact spot on my shin. Right. So it's like double gouged. Yeah. So I'm let out this like momentary like rage of emotion. And I'm like, and I just smash my other pole over a log and just obliterated.
So how was, what was the quality of the pole from like rage smash? How would you describe that?
I mean, well, look at these guns. First of all, look at these. See that? Boom! It's like a python in here. No, it snapped pretty quick. But again, it's pretty old, and I was pretty pissed. So it happened. So that was that. And then Knowlton's like, "Do you want to borrow my pole?" And I was like, "Sure, I'll borrow."
That's not how it went down. It was, I know your knee is hurting you. Knowlton, can you please lend him a pole? Or I think I asked you, would you be willing to take somebody else's pole and not break it? I think is the question.
Was it you that was like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like,
okay, let's go to that moment. I was concerned about you. I was a little scared for you, if I'm being honest.
Scared for me. Okay.
What would you like me to have said to somebody who I thought might have broken their leg?
So
I need to confirm whether it's broken or not, right?
Two fun fact about me. But to your point, yes, I thought I broke the leg. Right. I wasn't sure because it hurt so bad, but then it started to subside. So I'm like, okay.
You're tough.
But in the moment, I was more annoyed. And so whenever I'm like, like I bump my head, I bump something.
Yeah.
It is my pet peeve. Fun fact. If somebody is like, "Are you okay?" Like, and I'm clearly not okay. I don't know why it just sets me off. So I'm like, "Do I look okay?" And I snapped at you, which I apologize for.
Wait, you didn't apologize then. Are you apologizing now?
I'm apologizing now.
Wow.
Yeah. I know.
Wow. Okay.
Better late than never, right? You deserve it. You deserve it. But yeah, I think you knew. I'm assuming you didn't take it personally because it was like a moment of like frustration. And then I got the extra pole from Knowlton.
No, I didn't take. No, once I realized that you were okay, because you kept on walking, I think you shoved me aside, maybe down the trail a little bit.
You're right.
Once that happened, I was like,
"You're too big for that. I can't." You're like a tree.
I did not get offended. Of course, I was like,
"No, you were good. You were good."
Yeah, I was good. So it kind of the opposite. It was like, this is now my favorite moment of the hike.
Oh, I knew. And even after that moment, I was like hiking in frustration. I'm like, "Carl's going to use this in the freaking podcast. He's going to use it. I know somehow."
It's awesome because you're so cool, calm, collected. So to see you do that, I mean, it'd be like me having a meltdown on the trail. Like it just doesn't happen.
It wasn't like, well, we'll go back to that.
Meltdown?
Not full.
I'm not talking frustration. I'm not talking like annoyed.
I think this trip was more of like an emotional struggle for you.
All right.
There it is, folks. You saw that reaction right there.
Emotional struggle. We can't even talk about this in this episode. We can circle back.
We can't. We're gonna have to address this at some point.
Yeah. All right.
We're
excited about that.
I'm excited. Very excited. That my moment was the trekking poles. Yours was something else, which we'll get into hopefully.
Let me tell you what a true legend would do, by the way, in response.
Here we go. Please.
True legend.
Yeah.
All right. Here's the test for you.
Yeah.
They would keep the trekking poles.
No. At the end of the trip? No, I got
now they're like they're part of the story. They're epic. Want to see how smashed up they were.
You want me to fly back home with those things on the plane? No, I'm not doing that.
I would have.
It went straight to the trash can. Straight.
Okay. All right. So now, so the couple things from the story that we have to address. First of all, I want to share with you that I'm unaware of somebody breaking 2 trekking poles on the same trip. So this could be a record. So I'm going to submit this to Guinness and see if anybody else has done this before.
Wow. That's
2 trekking poles, same trip.
Wow. That's crazy.
Okay. So we'll update that. Yeah. Second thing is I would like to relate this, of course, to I'm not going to relate it yet.
You don't think you even... Okay, please.
Nice question. All right. Did you rebuy the poles? Have you bought poles again?
No, I haven't bought poles yet.
Why not?
No, not there yet. Mentally, I need to have a break from the poles.
Okay.
I actually have 2 other poles in my garage that Nolan gave me like years ago.
You didn't go out and buy the same exact set of trekking poles to replace them.
Correct. No.
All right. Let's go back to the missing sleeping pad story. When the pad went missing.
Here we go.
In Olympic National Park, allegedly from shuttle driver Bill launching it off of his trailer while he's driving around.
Launching it?
Yeah. Your response to that.
Exaggeration.
How else is it going to get out of the trailer?
How many times are we going to talk about this story? It's a new season.
Oh, nonstop.
Are we
it's not a new season yet anyway. Nonstop.
Oh, it's the last.
It's the best story
season. Okay.
from the entire podcast. Okay.
Well, not true. Not true.
Let's relate it. Okay, so what did you do? So you say that the pad went missing. It's off of the trailer. You can't get it back. You come home. What did you do?
Before the next trip?
No, right when you got home.
I got a new one.
The exact same one. The exact same one is what you said.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, if Costco had them when I was there last week, I probably would have got them.
Really?
But I didn't see them. Yeah.
So you looked for them.
Of course. I mean, I browsed. I didn't buy though.
Okay. I'll just say fishy on this story here.
I'll just say nobody cares.
They do care. Nobody believes you. Nobody believes your story.
They don't have to. They don't have to.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So it looks like we have like 6 or 7 things we recommend, a couple things we don't recommend. Do you recommend Costco trekking poles for people that are angry? What do you recommend?
Correct. I would.
Okay.
No, they've been good for like 8+ years. They were great.
All right.
You know?
Cascade Tech. I don't think they sell them at Costco, but Cascade Tech makes an ultralight carbon fiber version.
They're good.
Yeah. You can buy them on Amazon. They have like a carbon fiber version they sell at Costco. They're not that lightweight. I would
somebody
recommend.
else. You're like baby arms out. Like somebody else on the trip had the same poles I had, or similar. Was it?
Bill and Jesse had Cascade Tech.
Eric had them.
Did he?
I think Eric had them. Yeah.
0
nice.
broken poles. Nice. All right.
Well, you know what? Maybe he's a police officer. He's under control. You know.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we got some trekking pole failure. We had the Solomon XA Pro filter failure. We had the gummy bear failure, the pillow failure. So it's time now for biggest failures in history trivia.
Oh,
coming up right after this.
Bring it.
Okay. All right. So here we go. Biggest failures in history trivia. I know we're kind of between seasons. We're about to kick off our 7th season here in October.
So this is a fun trivia. I don't have to worry about it.
No, these still count.
These don't count.
They do. We established that for each episode.
This is an old season. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about trivia real quick because
please.
Last season's trivia did not go so well because of our Banff trip, right? So I was supposed to jump into a lake after you at camp.
Correct.
And I was ready to do it even though it was stinking cold. But nobody jumped, or at least you guys didn't jump into the lake at camp. You ended up jumping into the lake the next day when it was like a little bit warmer, but it was like on the hike, and I didn't know you guys were doing that.
Rocky and I jumped in, and it was fabulous.
I didn't, but you're behind me on the trail, and so I didn't know you guys were doing that.
Well, you wanted to be by yourself, and that's what the price you pay. So you still
I owe you that.
Yeah, you do. I won't forget. Yeah, I won't forget that.
And then what's the story? Like you were supposed to bring the Garbage Pail Kids, and then I was going to try to trade a few of them on the trail.
I think you decided I was supposed to bring the Garbage Pail Kids.
No, we talked about it on the episode. We talked about it on the show.
Like, I'm going to say this online. This is live, sort of. I'm ready to part with the Garbage Pail Kids.
All of them, or just a few?
I'm going to give them to you. I'm going to give them to you to sell. No. You can give me like.
I wouldn't sell them.
No, what are you gonna do with them? Keep them for yourself?
They're now part of the show. Like I'm attached to them.
Yeah, right. You'll sell.
I can sell them if you want to, but I got to keep a few to trade on the trail.
Okay, keep a few.
Okay. Let's play a scenario out. Don't you think that when we came into Camp 2, we talked about the story in a previous episode, and we encountered the super creepy like murderers that they were like the prime target for trading Garbage Pail Kids to?
Okay, how about we each keep like 10 or 20?
Okay.
And then we'll
you didn't really answer the question, but sure, I'll keep 10 or 20.
I think they were perfect. If you had gone up to them and be like, I know the vibe's weird right now, but look, guys, how about a Garbage Pail Kid?
Right.
Or two, you know?
Yeah. I mean, off the wall Paul right here.
Off the wall Paul, Potty Johnny, or whatever, Potty Scotty. You could have maybe lightened the mood a little bit.
Yeah, that is an icebreaker for sure. So
yeah.
Anyway, we're counting the trivia, and here we go. Number one.
We're not counting the trivia. Here we go.
Number one, yes, we are. In 1971, when you turned 30, Ford released a car that burst into flames when it was rear-ended. What was the name of the car? All right, I've got four options here.
Somebody hit a car and it burst into flames?
No, this is like they had to recall the cars. It wasn't one. It was like they just designed them poorly. That's why it's a fail. Yeah. So I've got some options here.
I wasn't even born yet. Okay, go ahead.
I just said you're 30 years old.
Well,
all right. A Pinto, B Nova, C Torino, or D Firebird.
Firebird. I'm gonna say Nova.
The Nova. Okay, so the Nova in Spanish means no go. That was another failed attempt at a car where like people that spoke Spanish are like, why would you buy a car that says no go? But it was actually the A Pinto. The Pinto.
Was the Pinto really?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's
I thought you
disappointing.
were gonna say Firebird that burst into flames.
No, that's obviously not it.
I know. Okay.
All
right.
Bummer. Okay, go ahead.
Number 2, in 1453, during the siege of a city that's now known as Istanbul, a gate was left unlocked, allowing the Turks to crush them. What was the name of the invaded city at the time?
What? And you talk about my trivia questions.
Yeah, there's
a 1453 siege in Turkey.
Yeah. Istanbul's the current name of the city. There's a very famous song, which literally is all about the renaming of the city that I know that you know. You're the music guy, so I thought this is a fair question. I'll give you a hint. It's sung by a band called. It's sung by. Yeah, you got it.
Constantinople.
Yeah.
What's the song?
Istanbul was Constantinople.
Oh my gosh, that's so old.
They Might Be Giants.
That's
you got it, man. You got it. Yeah, I knew you could get that one. All right. Number 3. In 2020, 2 men got lost in a national park, prompting a search and rescue phone call after trusting a sign that had fallen down. Who were they?
This is not even multiple choice. Is this Rocky and Jared?
Rocky and Jared are good friends who wanted to go the way of the fallen sign.
Yes.
Taking a right when they're supposed to take a left. And there you go. Those are the 3 biggest failures in history trivia, and you passed.
Yes.
Passed. Yeah.
In history.
Okay. Well done. Okay, so you passed. So this is a good time to remind you, like, that this counts, man. We're going to count the trivia. So if
we're going to count it?
One,
yeah. Obviously, we want to count this because I passed. So
yeah. So there you go.
Nice.
All right. Tidbits. We got a video that was sent in by Nick from Nick's Backcountry Adventures YouTuber. Here it is.
Yeah.
Hey, Derek and Carl and the rest of the B&B gang. Last night I was listening to your podcast in my tent before I went to sleep of your July trip. Sounded like a nice rough one. I'm in the middle of a death march right now. I've done 26 miles and only 7 of it's been on trail. And I'm at over 11,000 feet in elevation already. And I just wanted to say thank you. Last night during the podcast, I remembered that Carl and Derek sent me a Snickers bar, so I just wanted to let you know I appreciate the protein. I'm going to try to do 3 more miles this evening, so I needed a good protein bar. Thanks. You guys came through for me.
All right, so what'd you think of that?
I mean, obviously, first reaction, Nick is clearly suffering from some kind of like delirium or dehydration. I'm worried about him. I hope he made it out okay.
Okay.
Obviously he did because he gave you the video, but yeah, I mean, clearly he's not in his right mind. So, I mean, he's talking about protein bars, Snickers in the same sentence. So
yeah,
that's obviously not true. So,
okay. Yeah. Well, first of all, so Nick is he called it a death march, and he's doing some crazy Sierra high route off trail that kicked his butt. So super impressive that he had the energy to make a video during this because
seriously.
Did you make a video on your death march?
No, I wouldn't even be thinking about it. I mean, is he by himself, right? He's by himself.
Unknown. Looks like he is.
Unknown. If I was by myself, I might, because it might like help with morale and all that stuff. So I think I might have.
Right.
But if I'm with people, no, probably not.
Would you make a video kind of like we saw like YouTubers, Jesse from Backcountry Forward and Justin Outdoors, who are just like, we're in the middle of a conversation. We're going to peel off into the meadow and just talk at the camera as if we have people listening to us.
I thoroughly enjoyed watching them talk to themselves on their camera. I thought that was hilarious from afar, you know?
Okay.
This trail is fantastic. You know, they had the whole, like, I can't believe we've made it this far today. We've only gone up trail 1 mile. You know, it's just like a whole thing. It's funny.
Yep. Okay.
So,
all right. And then he mentioned the Snickers, and I think he won trivia or I don't know. He had a review for us a while ago, and I sent him a Snickers. I want to say it was like at least 6 months, maybe a year, maybe more than that. So I don't know if he saved the Snickers until the
Snickers.
Wow. Yeah, but Nick, is that the same Snickers I sent you like forever ago? If so, yeah, beware.
That's riskier than your trip right there.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe that's
Yeah.
That might be like a Giardia Snickers or something.
Probably.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so thanks for the video, Nick, and like super impressed you made it. So congratulations on making the Death March.
Wonderful trip.
Yeah,
wonderful trip.
Navigating off trail, all that stuff. So last tidbit I have is that our current episode or bonus episode on Patreon is all of your backpacking it's Don't Trust Anyone. All of your backpacking research is compromised. This is a whistleblower episode where Derek and I get real with who you should trust and who you shouldn't. Maybe who you should kind of sort of trust. So
yeah,
that's on Patreon.
Yeah.
That's all I got, my friend.
That's all I got. Guys, awesome as usual. We will see you next time. Remember, guys, if you have some gear that's a little sketchy, it's probably similar to Carl's Girl Scout REI badge. We will see you next time.